All right, guys, welcome back to Weekend Smile. His approach to his work is very clear, incorporating a raw, unedited approach to photography. He often captures socially controversial subjects who represent taboo aspects of Jamaican society. Here to tell us more about his work and what he's working on currently is photographer Marlon James, joining us via Zoom live in Trinidad. Hi, Marlon.
Well, gone.
I'm good. How you doing? You all right?
No, we're good. I mean, I was enjoying hearing some Jamaican accent, because, they're Trinidad, man. They're too often.
No accent, no. G's and P's. Marlon, I have
Uh,
to ask you though, because I've been following your Instagram page and your work for some time, but you have to tell us the genesis. Bring us back. How did you get started in photography?
basically, it was back in 1998 when I started at Edna Manley College. I started an elective in photography with Don Zaka, and the darkroom was what kind of made me fall in love with the whole photography thing. Very competitive, and I just tried to excel and want to be the best of the best. So yeah, years later, I am here.
Yeah, it seems like photography has really grown as a skill, and even now more so when we have smartphones and everybody feels like they're a photographer. Let's talk about that emergence of the interest for photography, and is it really a lucrative business you find?
Well, I would say that depends on what form of photography you're getting into. I mean, you have the commercial aspect of photography, which is like wedding photography, or if you're lucky enough to shoot for magazines or for advertising agencies and so forth. So, it's very much, dependent on your market. Outside of that, as a fine art photographer, it might be a, 50-50 chance, depending on who you know and how well you get to be seen in the world itself.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's so interesting to me sometimes when I see your pictures, because you're not just looking at a picture that has been lit properly, with great thought. It's almost like you're telling a story through your work. So let's talk about that, about how you kind of curate that whole experience, a story that you would be telling behind each photo.
well, the thing about me is that I've always thought that pictures has always told 1,000, stories, and I always tried my very best whenever photographing anybody to try to capture the true essence of the individual. So anything that I can do to get that like raw aspect of them, I always use lighting to help me to get that with the subject, whoever I'm photographing at the time. And usually, it's like what I call it, the candid moments, the times in between that you're not paying attention to the photographer or to the space. You're just being yourself, and those are the moments I look for.
I love that. All right, so you got to give us some tips here, Marlon. I want to learn from the expert here. So you mentioned lighting. What are some of the
Uh,
other things I should be paying attention to, if I'm an aspiring photographer and I'm trying to find the best photo?
Well, composition, of course, is the next part outside of lighting that I think you have to pay attention to, because how you compose an image is what your viewers will see. So everything you put in a picture, is for the intention of them to see it exactly how you wanted to see it. So if you don't like something, don't put it in there. That's always my rule of thought.
I love that. So tell me, as I mentioned smartphones earlier on, do you find that with the age of technology and smartphones and the ability of some smartphones to take really great pictures, it has been a competitive, thing happening there with expert photographers and smartphone photographers? You find competition there?
I think so to a degree, but at the same time, you pay for what you get sometimes. I don't know. I don't know if that sounds right, but I always found that technology is always going to advance, and we have to work with that. And having a smartphone doesn't necessarily mean you're a great photographer, but it's a starting process where you can learn how to compose, you understand and lighten. And from there, as you get better, you've got to want the bigger cameras because clients want detail. So then you're going to get more invested into the business. So I would say it's not a bad thing. It's more of a stepping stone into the whole field of photography.
I think so too. I got to get into your business a little bit. You ever tell me who has been the most popular person that you have had in front of your lens? Tell me.
Wow. I mean, to be honest,
Drop
for
some
me,
names.
I was happy to photograph Buju Banton when he came here in Trinidad. Yellow Man, when I went to his space in Stony Hill. I photographed Kess for his band. Wow. Yeah, I've been fortunate to meet quite a few well-known, Caribbean celebrities, and taking the pictures to, I've met Jillionaire, Major Lazer. I mean, I can't say. It's all been great, and definitely think Buju was one of my favorites because I grew up listening to him from as a youth, So it was very much happy to just sit down with him and talk to him for like a good 20 minutes before him going on stage and everything like that. So I think that was my most memorable person to photograph.
That's amazing. So you have a whole catalog there building, and I can't wait to see who else you will, of course, put in front of your camera. But you have to tell us before we wrap up, the exhibition coming to Jamaica, tell us what we can expect.
All right, so the theme of this year's exhibition is called Pressure, and I decided to do a mixture of both video and photography. So this will be the first time ever people will see me doing a little video clip, a 90-second video showcasing my part of the whole theme, my Pressure, and my work is called Man Up. So it was basically about the whole thing about as a young man, looking into the bad zones of the world, like crime, gang related, and the empathy you might get from somebody who has gone through the same road that he is going to cross now.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome. So when does it start?
June 26th, and it ends December 31st. So you have a little time. So it's coming around the corner. I wish I was going to be there for the opening, but I hope everybody who gets a chance to go enjoys the exhibition. You have a wide range of artists, 24 of us, all Jamaican.
Wow, that's incredible. And Marlon, if anybody wants to check out your work right now or, contact you, where can they do so?
You can look on my website, you can my Instagram too, Modern Day Caveman. And of course, I have my new website that I just launched, plainmstudios.com. So you can see more of the images that I can't post on Instagram.
Okay. All right. Noted. Thank you so much. And congratulations on this new exhibition. And thanks for joining us right here on Weekend Smile.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Thank you so much, Marlon, photographer. He is Marlon James, and we'll be right back with more on Weekend Smile.